I got introduced to them as, this is going to be your room on. And they said, this is Kenny. And he said, I need my head shaved. That was the first thing he ever said to me was, I need my head shaved.
At one point we were with our birth parents. I believe that's who we were staying with, but we were there at one point, and then all of a sudden I remember being with my dad, and then all of a sudden we are in an adoption center, then all of a sudden we are shipped to a foster home. Yeah, we were at a foster home for a little bit, and it's just kind of like, as a kid, you don't know what's going on, and then once you start getting comfortable, then all of a sudden something else happens, and then you're shipped somewhere else, and then eventually we ended up stumbling upon me with my mom that I have now.
Why did you choose to be a mom?
Why? Because it was something I always wanted. I wasn't getting any younger. My brother said, Mr. Wonderful never showed up. Mr. Okay didn't show up. Now your husband has his own guarantees. And he didn't show up either. I wanted to be there. I had talked about adopting for years. For boys, I got a full tell on a Monday. Do you want to be considered for a set of twins? I said, sure. I said, I've just done my taxes because that's all I paid for. She said, all right, we'll let you know. They called me the next day and said, come and pick them up on Thursday. We never met. I mean, we went down to pick them up.
Something that you remember, or like a little story that you can remember when you said okay, this woman is actually a good person. She's here to stay.
She told me a story back in the day where she was taking me off to, I forgot if it was daycare or kindergarten, and I was fearful of, like, hey, she's dropping me off at this spot, and I don't know if she's gonna come back or not. And then when she did come back, I ended up telling my sister, Mary Claire, just like, hey, Mama came back. So it was like, for me, that was like a confirmation, like, okay, like, this person's serious, and she didn't just drop me off and just disappear, because that's what happened with me and my brother.
And of course they're crying. I had to explain to my girls, what if you would take it out from somewhere that you knew your whole life, and then you went to another place, and just thinking that might be okay. You get dropped off again, nobody says goodbye. And then you come to us. What would you feel? Scared. I said, yes, exactly. That's exactly how they were. Scared. I told them they were never going anywhere else. And I took 2 months off of work.
My mom has helped me out a lot with my attitude, I guess, I had over the years growing up, and she helped me become a better person. And I wouldn't be here without her, if it wasn't for her support and love and care.
Kenny was gangly and awkward, and he walked funny. I mean, he was so uncoordinated and clumsy. I had him evaluated by physical therapy, and they said, well, he's got spasticity in his lower legs. And I said, spastic? And they said, yeah, she's been taking care of when he was a baby, and there's nothing you can do about it now. So if you look at Kenny running in all these medals, if you knew him when I first got him, you look at him and you look at his brother, and you knew there was something different with his coordination, reflexes, and to see Kenny now, he just wasn't coordinated like a normal kid. You never believe that was the kid that's running in the medals.
Crash and curling, but they're not going to get there. Bednarek and Bednarek takes the win. 19.70. It's 2/100.
On the plane to get here, so really that third place medal is
Why, I strive to be great in the sport. I mean, I have my own, intentions and motivations, but she's one of the motivations on why I want to, as you can say, ball out at Budapest and any other, any other championship or any other time I just step on the track. When I turned pro, with all the crap that she had to deal with when I was misbehaving through the years, I told my mom and myself that, hey, I signed this contract, and the goal is to, get your house and get back to you. So, it took a couple years, but this year we finally were able to get a house back at home, and, the house is bigger than mine, so she's living better than us. But yeah, I just, wanted to give back to my mom because, without her, I wouldn't be here. The biggest thing about Budapest is this is going to be the first championship she's actually watched live. She was always there for me in high school, and then when she ever had the chance, she would drive to any races when I was in college. So once I became a pro, it was kind of more difficult for her to actually go and watch in person, just because we're all over the world. So yeah, I ended up booking her flight and stay and everything, and I'm excited because this is going to be her first championship to actually watch me at the big stage, and I'm going to shine bright for my mom. The goal is to win, so once I win, I'm just going to be happy to see and look for my mom in the stands and give her a hug and a kiss.